Some games may not receive a perfect Metacritic, and among them is one of a title which I believe is still very, very good, and this game calls Vampire. I played it twice already, one time when it came out back in 2019, I believe, and one time, the last time, just recently. So I want to share my experience with you and make this title a little bit tasty for you again. If you haven't played it, this review may contain some tiny itsy bitsy spoilers, not massively like crazy. I'm just gonna go through some parts of the story. That's basically it. It's not gonna be a huge disaster for you if you watch this. Other than that, watch something else. So yeah, let's get right into it. So let's get right to the beginning of the game. You play a character who calls Dr. Jonathan Reed. You go back to London in 1918 during the Great War and a lot of depression and the plague and all those kind of bad stuff happening at once. You return to London and immediately, right at the beginning, and here's the spoiler, you get bit or you get infected and turn into a vampire. Then even in the beginning, like 30 seconds or a minute later, you walk into your sister and yeah, you basically kill her. Do you? I don't know. So you, as Dr. Jonathan Reed, still have the purpose to save the city, to find a cure for the ongoing spread virus or whatever you want to call it. I don't want to get too deep into that because find out yourself. But you are at the beginning of the game, you go to the hospital and you make some friends and you're trying to help people.
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
And you're devastated of your infection, what actually happened to you. But it's not the entire story I want to talk with you. Of course, you may find a love during your walkthrough, and maybe it turns out well, maybe it doesn't. And this is actually where it gets very, very interesting.
This can't be. Oh.
Elizabeth, are you all right?
No, I have to go.
What do you mean?
Leave me alone. Save the city, Jonathan. Save what can be saved.
Elizabeth, I need answers. Why did your blood
Stay
cause
away
this?
from me. Please. I swear I never was your enemy.
Wait! No! Elizabeth!
If I read correctly, this game provides you with 4 or 5 endings. I remember back in the day, I had the first time I played this, I'm a vampire, so of course I have to bite people, right? I have to lure them in a specific area where nobody can see me, and then I just bite them. What I didn't know back then is that you can play this entire game without doing any of this. Of course, you bite a rat here and there just to keep your blood level on a certain amount, but it's actually pretty cool if you do it without biting or without killing anybody during that time, because it unlocks an entirely different ending for you, which is quite nice because you are going to meet one of your characters from the beginning at the end again, of course, and during the entire time. But what I think is so fascinating about this game, and this is why I believe it should deserve some better Metacritics. I'm glad that I don't listen to critics in that case, because I had so much fun on my second playthrough. This game was not expensive. It cost me today, 15 euros or $15 or 20 maybe. I don't even know what I paid. I know that it was generally cheap. And I had so much fun playing through and like unlocking new dialogues and new hints and trying to get deeper into a story from someone and trying to connect those things, listening to the dialogues. I think the voice acting in this title is tremendous. They did a fantastic job. It is so good, it soaks you in. If you play that on your headphones and you hear the deep, rich voices in those dialogues and what they did with editing all the entire video game, this is really, really crazy. It is crazy, crazy good, believe me.
These urges. You know the hunger will never be satisfied.
I've come to embrace the everlasting craving. I have sworn to feed only upon the flesh of the dead. It is now my sacrament. Take, eat. This is my body. So saith the Lord.
I remember when I played it the last time, I was already like, okay, let's see how I can get into that game. I'm not quite sure if I like this. But right after like 15, 20 minutes or 30 minutes, boom, you're in the game. And this is why I think some of those, or a lot of those critics are actually wrong. I think maybe people are playing this wrong. Maybe people expect that this is like, okay, I'm gonna run through here and I'm gonna fight those zombies off or whatever you want to call them, or vampires off or whatever. It is not that. It has pauses, it has dialogues, it has deep, rich stories which are fascinating, and all those people, they, you know what, this is real life. They, in a game, they have problems and they may open up to you and they may share the problems with you. Of course, due to your abilities, you can manipulate them a little bit, that they talk with you, but you need to collect the hints from other people or collect the hints from a paper you have read or whatever you have to go through. There are a lot of side quests. The main story is not boring at all. I'm telling you this. This is a fantastic story, and when you get through the game, like step by step, of course, I mentioned this lady you are going to meet at some point. She calls Lady Ashbury. Also a very interesting character, a little bit too cheesy at some point, I would say, but a very, very interesting character. And what is actually very, very cool, that they have like this little detail in the game, because she is actually drawing you. And if you go for the first time to her house, you can see the drawing, that it is unfinished. It's just black and white or whatever. Then you go there a second time, a third time, and it changes, it evolves over time. In the end of the game, this picture can be or will be finished. I've played 2 endings and I believe they were both finished and hanging up in her house, not the house you were into. She's got a different house, a little bit bigger, a little bit quieter, I would say, but it's also a great house. And if you have an eye for this, you walk through her house and you see this picture hanging up there and you're like, this is complete now, this is crazy. And this is a fascinating detail. The developer, what they didn't just do writing cool, they implemented all those details for the playthrough. I'm almost certain that there are a lot of other things in the game which I haven't discovered yet, but I may play this for a third time. And you know what? I'm usually someone who says like, okay, it doesn't match the standard of today and the gameplay and the graphics. But you know what? I've been playing this game on an Xbox Series X and it turns out, for me, I think it run at 60 FPS, if I'm not wrong, but could be mistaken. I've been playing this on Series X and a 120 Hertz capable TV, so it maybe 30, and I don't know what it does. I'm not Digital Foundry, so for me it felt like 60 FPS, which I really appreciated. And what I also appreciate was that the graphics, they really fell up to date. You can see the footage here in the background, or as the overlay, you can see that, and it actually looks pretty darn good. You have some bugs here and there. It's not like loading textures sometimes proper, or it's like, yeah, textures with like face patterns or whatever. Sometimes it takes a little bit, or sometimes it doesn't even do that during conversations, but it is a really, really great looking game, even today, and I definitely can, I know that I can play this game in 5 years, or maybe in 2 years, or in 3 years. I just hope they make a second part, or like a spin-off. What happens to Dr. Jonathan Reed? What happens to other characters? Is there the possibility that they have a second timeline next to it? You don't even have to play Dr. Jonathan Reed. You can play someone from a different perspective, also a vampire or a vampire hunter. You know, that would be also great. But I'm hoping that they had enough sales over the years to actually be able to make a second part or a spin-off or whatever. This game, unlike an Assassin's Creed Black Flag or whatever, doesn't have to have a remaster, not right now. It looks pretty good, it feels pretty good, the gameplay is totally up to date in my opinion. The story is... I can't believe it. I can't believe how fascinating the story is. Maybe you disagree with me, that is totally fine. Everyone's got a different taste. But what I actually experienced this time on my walkthrough, and I haven't solved all the puzzles and all the riddles and whatever, I was into the game. I went home and I was like, you know what, today I have an hour or a half hour to play a game after work. Maybe I'll get back into this game. And what I'm going to do next? Am I going to this district, trying to save this? Am I going to tear the place apart with my actions? Am I going to this district or talk to this person or get rid of this person? Which eventually turned out I didn't do, and I received a tremendous ending.
I bid thee farewell, my champion bittersweet. My queen sleeps once again, and I'll soon join her slumber. Until alas she rises, woken by the hunger never fed.
It was gorgeous, it was great ending, and I'm happy I played it the way I did, but I probably would play it a little bit different if I go there next time. So I don't know what you think about this game. Maybe you haven't played it, maybe you have played it and thought it was like, what is he talking about? That is total crap what he's talking about. That dude must be, I don't know what kind of stuff he likes. I like this stuff. This is great writing, this is great gameplay, the graphics are still up to date, I can play it easily on my Xbox, on my couch, dive into this story, and this is what a game needs, in my opinion. It doesn't always need to be like, yeah, it needs to be action-packed and crazy hard like a Souls game. I'm a huge fan of the Souls games, don't get me wrong. I love Dark Souls, I love Elden Ring and other developers who do Souls games. The last one I played was Souls-like game, was the first Berserker Kazan. A fantastic game, but hard. And I don't always have to have it like this. With Vampire, and I hope I pronounce it correctly, I don't know, because it's written like weird, like vampire, I don't know. I do like this game and I would recommend it, and if you haven't played it, maybe you give it a chance. If you still own the game and don't know what you should play during dry season, or if you don't want to touch any other game of your backlog, then maybe Vampire is a good chance to get back into. Tell me in the comments below what you think about the game, or if you haven't played it, maybe you will. I'm not trying to sell you the game because I don't care if they sell another game or not. What I do care about is that you have a good experience with your gaming stuff, and this is a good game, I can assure you, but this is my perspective, of course. But it is not an expensive game for just trying. Look out for a sale if you're not 100% sure. This game, I believe it's like almost constantly on sale. But look for yourself and definitely let me know in the comments below what you think about the game, if you want to buy the game, or yeah, if you just don't care about those games. This comment is also fine. I hope I see you next time here on this channel about games STV. And yeah, maybe you consider subscribing, like the video, that would help this little channel. I'm doing this here for fun, and yeah, have a great time gaming. Peace out.